All right, so in Fish, there are a bunch of new methods you can be using to make literal billions. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you all of these methods that most people are using. I'm going to also be covering multiple different variants, not just, the normal strats of just fishing. I'm going to also cover the best aquarium metas going around right now. And alongside this, just in general, the best things you can be doing to optimize your gameplay. All right, so first things first, we're going to be covering it's pretty straightforward. The aquarium is going to be the first mechanic we're going to cover. So if you're wanting to enter into my giveaway, I'm giving away every single game pass inside of Fish. And to enter into the giveaway, all you got to do is like this video, comment your Roblox username down below, and hype this video, and that'll enter you into the game pass giveaway. The aquarium goes, there are a few new fish you can unlock inside of Tidefall that are actually worth quite a decent amount. For the most part, I do believe that you're going to have your best bet from catching this one fish. So this is going to be the fish over at Boreal Pines. So this exotic is worth quite a lot, especially if you are trying to get XP. This one has one of the best base XP amounts that converts into the aquarium, but it also has a very, very good KG to credit ratio. So if we go ahead and look at its, average, you're going to be averaging about, what's the true max you can possibly get this to is this. This isn't the true max. I'll explain how you can get a number higher than this, but there are still things we can do to get this worth a ton. So the average, or we'll just start with the base. The base is 200,000. So at a base, it's worth 200,000, right? So now there are two ways you can make this worth a lot more, especially if you're putting it in your aquarium. Firstly is going to obviously be getting it very big with mutations like Sea Overlord. You can slap this on any rod and make it more valuable. Or if you're using rods such as the Nate's Blade, that's going to make it even more overpowered, because obviously if you slap Sea Overlord on the Nate's Blade and also have Sea King, you're also going to be getting a bet around 150, 260% size increase to all fish caught. This is dramatic, especially if you include the fact you can use a nuke or a nuclear nuke or atomic nuke to get the atomic mutation. And alongside this, the fish being dramatically way bigger, it's going to be absolutely massive, absolutely huge. It's also going to have an 8x mutation, which is going to make it very valuable. So you're probably going to want to do that if you're specifically trying to grind for these. Now, I do know plenty of people that have done this, and they are in my Discord server. So if you want to go ahead and join that, that'll be linked in the description. You can easily trade for some of these rare fish. Now, this is obviously just going to be one of the things that we can go ahead and do. Now, one of the next things that we're going to go ahead and look at, hold on, I'm actually so confused by what this is. Nico Invasion. Does this give like some passive or something? Hold on. We have a little cat. Does it do anything? I don't know. All right. So either way, we're going to lock in, some might say. So firstly, we have the aquarium metas. As you see, he has what looks like a subspace one. So you can get good value out of that. I would definitely recommend incorporating that into your aquarium. You can get a lot of value out of that. Now, the next thing we're going to be doing is going to be over at the top fishing spots right now, just for upfront money. Firstly, the rods I will go ahead and recommend you are going to be, obviously, you already know it, things such as the Luminescent Oath or the Ruinous Oath. I haven't gotten the Ruinous Oath on this alt account yet, but the Ruinous Oath obviously is going to be better than the Luminescent Oath. I'd recommend these two. The Santa's Miracle Rod. So if you have a full server of people with this rod, holy crap, it gets overpowered. You can get so many fish passively with this. It's actually insane. Obviously, there's a lot of other rods you can go ahead and use, but I would really recommend those. Mainly the Luminescent and Ruinous Oath. Those are the most consistent rods you can go ahead and get, specifically because they're not events or anything like that obtained. Now, the next thing is going to be the zones you do want to target fishing in. So firstly, we have a lot of fish inside of the new Tidefall zones, which I'll go ahead and show you. So we're going to hold this up. This is the Tidefall. I'm going to scroll on down to the very bottom, show you all the bestiaries that we got from them. There we go. So we have the new bestiaries. So firstly, this one right here, you can pretty much completely ignore this one. The Tidefall, main Tidefall one. This one's pretty much useless. Then we have the Collapsed Ruin. So this one right here is pretty decent, specifically for this fish right here. Obviously, it's going to go ahead and be an exotic, but the this one right here, not really even going to try to pronounce this name, but as you can see, we can get a decent value out of this. As you can see by these numbers right here, these are going to go ahead and tell us it's a decent value. So as you can see, it has a average credits to kg amount of 0.18. This is right here. That's not too great, but what does matter is the fact that its average credits is going to be worth 31,000. So an average of about 31,000, and this, I mean, kg doesn't really matter unless you're trying to pick a specific rod. Kg really only matters if, say, for example, you're trying to catch a really big fish, and as you can see, the Luminescent Oath has a base kg of 25,000. So you would have to get the Ruinous Oath to effectively grind that. Now, other rods, like as you can see, right, like the Polaris Serenade, obviously this would be good. It just doesn't have a good mutation trade-off. Now, there are clearly other rods you can definitely use, but this is just one of the things that you can go ahead and get. Now, as far as the mythics and all those in this zone, there are some pretty consistent mythics we can get. We also have this Ancestral Pliosaur. Pretty sure I didn't say that right, but this sells for roughly 45,000. So if we were to go ahead and get any good mutation or size increase on this, this could get worth near $1 million by itself. Obviously, since this is a secret, we're not going to be targeting that, but we can focus on these mythics. So the first one that we're going to be looking at is from the Collapsed Ruin. This is the Black Scabbard Fish. So the Black Scabbard Fish, if we go on down to its just info in general, so this obviously is going to be more rare just because of the zone you have to unlock for it, but it has a decent in general price. The average is roughly, decent. You can get this worth a few $100,000 per, and you can probably get them really consistently with Auroras. Then we have other zones, like for example, this one right here. This one has an average of 4,000. This one right here has an average of 2,000, and so on. Obviously, the further into the Tidefall you go, probably the better value you're going to get up front, but these are pretty decent things to take into consideration. Obviously, if you do have a good rod combo to go with this will make it even better. But another obviously very viable or consistent zone you can go ahead and fish at is going to be none other than Mushgrove Swamp. Obviously, Carrot Guard, I'll go ahead and show you the best just in general stats you should try to aim for while here. Now, the one thing to note is while you are here, I would recommend a few things to fish in this zone. Firstly being, I would really only recommend fishing in here consistently when there are Auroras. I know Auroras have gotten more common, especially in most public servers usually always have an Aurora that I join, which can be annoying if you're trying to get other zones or events to spawn in. But I mean, for the most part, that's not too much of a concern. Now, the Carrot Garden has been a very consistently decent zone in general for money and XP. Obviously, I think upfront money, it's going to be better than XP just because there are other options like the Blue Moon section. Now, as far as grinding goes, obviously there are going to be a bit of things you can do. I am working on researching a topic. It's called RDP, or Remote Desktop something that the P stands for, essentially allowing you to play a game on your computer without actually being on your computer, if this makes sense. So essentially you could have Roblox literally running in the background with macros and such. So I will hopefully be releasing a video on that, so you might as well subscribe and hit the notification icon to stay updated for when that video does come out. I know I'm definitely going to be abusing RDP a lot because this is a very overpowered mechanic. Now, the next thing to look at is just macroing in general for just upfront progression. This is very important. So no, there are a few macros you can consistently use. My personal favorite is going to be the Bloom Fish right here. Obviously, this one. I know there's a lot of bashing against this in the developer. There's pretty much nothing wrong with this, which is funny because it's like actually a good macro. So you can go ahead and check the video out. That'll be at the end of this video on how to get and, set this up. But so essentially I use this all the time whenever I'm macroing. Personal favorite is the consistency, but yeah, we got our keybinds. I go ahead and turn on fish, and then I can just click F5 and start it. It is very, very accurate too. So I can use like a kind of mid rod like the Luminescent Oath and very easily get perfect catches, and therefore the mutation alongside that. But this is a very consistent macro. I use this all the time, but once I can figure out how to set up RDP, that'll be very nice, because essentially what that is it allows you to have like a computer inside of your computer without being like resource heavy. It's not like an emulator. It like puts a computer in your computer though, so you can run Roblox in the background and do like general tasks outside of that, and it won't be affecting it. But as far as this goes, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. If this helped you out, make sure to leave a like. And yeah, if you have any other questions, make sure to leave them in